Salutations, dreamers and stormies. Thank you so very much for joining us here at the Mystic Escape. I'm your host, Dion, creative writer and narrator of TMS Productions. And here we go with a few special words for today. Big hugs and loves to Mr. Killer Rodan, my man. I read your commentary / review for Chapter 6, Part 1, and I gotta say to you, Excelsior. That was some serious love. Thank you so very much. You was hitting up on so many, citing so many famous quotes and stuff like that. That was some serious wisdom and some serious word. Blessings to you, and here's looking forward to your good word in the near future. Thank you so much, my Stormy. Also, to our newest subscribers, Random Life of Joe, Gamando Games, Hoo and Zulu, D. Marie, Angel Herds, and Mike McCarthy. Thank you so very much for joining our community. Yay! We humbly anticipate your feedback. And here's hoping that we get to know you. Big hugs and loves to our newest Stormies. And here we go with the pre-narration. All right, dreamers and stormies. In our last part 1 of Chapter 6, we met up with our starting three once again: Angel, Claudio, and Leonardo, and the girlfriend of Claudio, Mercutia. Man, that was some serious stuff that happened. If y'all did not listen to it, please go back and do it just to get a review before you go into this so you can know what's going on in Chapter 6. So it's really good. Like I may have mentioned before in my last video, this chapter got some serious recommendations by my man, Mr. Teddy, who is doing his thing with the education swing, baby. Blessings to you and blessings to everybody that gave some good word way before this was even produced. Blessings to all of you. Big hugs and loves. Alright, we're going to go into our preparational break. 10 seconds on our end. However long you need on your end. So we want to make sure now that you are comfortable, that you are situated, and that you are chill when you listen to this. Because we want you to be able to be free, be open-minded, and love as much as possible. Because my thing is, what I find out is that when you're settled down, when you're chill, is when you can really open your mind and just simmer down. So we're going to take out those 10 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Pause it. And we are back, everyone. Oh, wait a minute. Let me muse my darling, close, and personal friend / Stormy androgynous rain. Here we go. Deposit. Deposit, because we are back, everyone. Big hugs and loves to androgynous rain. Thank you so much for being a great friend to me. Thank you for understanding my situation last night and continuously supporting me. We've been friends for years. Blessings to you. Blessings. I cannot wait to speak to you tonight, my wonderful friend. Alright, we are going to go into our narration of Chapter 6, Parts 2 and 3 of bulk narration. I understand now. I know we're like, bulk? Oh my god. Really? Perkins? But hey, there's a reason for that. Part 2 is short. Part 2 introduces a new character and reintroduces a recurring character. Part 3 follows up with the new character and gives that character some seriously major build. We'll conclude there, and then we'll go into our cooldown. After our cooldown, we will present you with a slide. Because let me tell you an extra slide, because let me tell you something, y'all. Gaia Exist will once again be in your hands. Depending on your decision, that's how you will affect the timeline of this story. So you have 3 separate presentations after we end this one within 24 to 48 hours of the posting of this. And let me tell you something, these decisions, this positive, negative, and neutral X, all 3 of them are really, really good and really builds up the character, and it's really, wow, incredible. I personally read over this, not being conceited, not being arrogant, but it's really good. So either one you choose, or if you want to get some filler, fine. Love tap the presentations and listen to it. It is darling. We will not present you with any pre-narration or any special word, and the cooldown will be your comments and anything that you want to get out there. Okay? So, without further delay, we're going to go into our narration of Chapter 6, Parts 2 and 3. In 3, 2, 1, imagine.
The wheels of fate guide the seamstress' hand. With precision and skill do the makings of another masterpiece unfold. The seamstress appears just as proud of this article as she does her last. Her mood loses its warmth, however, as the grimmest of emotions befall her, fear coupled with worry.
He knows, and yet he still trusts her. Why? Has he lost his mind?
The seamstress momentarily deactivates her sewing machine, her attention drawn to the southeasternmost window. She leaves her workstation for the said window, where she stops and places her left hand upon its pane.
One. A rather peculiar sign,
she forecasts. This is peculiar indeed, since it's snowing outside. It always snows here, so sensing warmth near an area that's normally cool stands out to her.
They know, all of them. At the moment, they're being quiet, so they won't seem suspicious. This strategy is chancy. Should this charlatan discover the deception, things may not turn out well for them.
Several knocks come from her front door, a sound that eases her spirit. The seamstress leaves her window and ventures to the said location, where she receives 7 more knocks before answering the door. On the other side is a stranger wrapped in bearskin and other natural pelts. He appears dirtied and unkempt, as if he's lived in the wild for quite some time. His countenance is like a boulder frozen in a thick sheet of ice, lifeless yet intense. Despite this, the seamstress takes his hands with love and kindness in her every expression.
I'm so glad to see you've returned safely, my dear. I'm sure it took much to complete your coupling process.
The stranger closes his eyes and nods, showing intelligence, which rules out the assumption that he might be a feral child.
Please come in, dearie, and let us get you cleaned up.
The seamstress invites, leading the stranger indoors and out of the unforgiving cold. She closes the door behind him and begins accommodating her guest.
There's some warm tea and fresh macadamia cookies in the kitchen. I also made you a nice little ensemble for your big trip. It's been a while since you last saw your friends, but I'm sure they'll be thrilled to have you back.
His refreshing process takes a while to finish, but the stranger manages to shed himself of nature's gritty touch. He cleans up well enough to reveal a youthful countenance behind his facial hair, lighter skin, and ginger-colored locks. Just like the seamstress, he bears a charm associated with the Midlanders of Anesma, calm, collected, and enchanting. With just a simple gaze into his crystalline eyes, one feels as if they're diving head first into a clear water ocean. Sadly, his eyes bear little emotion other than conviction and purpose. A facade that's paining to observe, as it confesses untold hardship and struggle. Grom, it has been a long time. We haven't been together since the original reality. That was such a long time ago. So long that I have forgotten your warmth, your kindness. The stranger smiles, having confessed a past with the seamstress, his grandmother. He's taken a seat at his grandmother's dining table, where he partakes of her delicious baking. The seamstress has even turned on her television, which allows him to view his favorite program, The Honored, an episodic crime drama about the turbulent adventures of 7 inner-city police officers. You remembered. Thank you, Gon, her grandson conveys with sullen expression, perhaps from enduring the pressure of his coupling process. It has been a while since I lived like this. The outdoors aren't so bad once you get used to them, but I'd rather be here with you. You're the only mother I have, so leaving you behind, well, it hurts, Gram. It hurts a lot.
Oh, come on now, Terry. This old bird has been chirping a long time. So, a little peace and quiet won't be the end of me. You're young, my boy, so be young. No sense worrying about your gram all the time.
The seamstress' optimism is infectious, if not dismissive of her personal needs. Her grandson agrees to disagree, smiling to hide his true feelings, respecting her authority as his elder. She joins him at the dining room table, a cup of tea in hand, at peace in his company. The seamstress takes a sip of her tea, savoring its exquisite taste.
Ah, what a fresh brew. I swear, I'm beginning to outdo myself, Oi, my dear.
She relishes, bringing a smile to her grandson's face. She then looks to him with a warm expression.
You should stay the night, dearie, before heading off to join your friends. I know this weighs heavily on your heart, since fate calls you to their side. Among other things, of course.
Yes, Gram, I could use a little rest. Been a while since I had any.
Owen, you didn't sleep at all.
Now, dearie, I know what you're going to say, Graham, but I couldn't help it. My partner wouldn't allow me to. I've toiled for months now. I'm amazed I didn't fall asleep in the bathtub, but that's what happens when you're on the edge for so long. I don't mean to be rude, but I think I'll rest up after this. Owen, grandson of the seamstress, has seen much struggle and little rest during his coupling process. It pains her to see him this way, shaky and paranoid, wrestling with sense and reason. She dares not touch him, for she knows the dangers of his partner, who reigns as the most territorial Halidome in the spiral dimension. Ergo, she retains her distance, keeping a sharp eye on his behavior. Your macadamia cookies are always tidy, Graham. The best the men will ever taste, Owen compliments, his eyes touching a soft spot in his mother's old heart. He notices her cupping her hands, on the verge of tears. Truthfully, the seamstress is so overjoyed to see him back home, she can't contain herself. Her soul is bursting with elation and love. Graham, did I disturb you? If so, my apologies. You know I hate it when I do things to make you cry.
No, dearie, it's not that. Graham is... I'm just so happy to see you alive and well.
The same goes for me. I feared that while I was away, I'd come back and you wouldn't answer the door. That fear pushed me harder and harder every day. And what made it worse on me is, no matter how hard I wanted to, I couldn't come back to see you. My coupling process was by far the most grueling experience of my life. I dare not repeat it, not for all the treasures in the world.
Ah, but your Halidome is a treasure, my dear.
Owen turns away from his grandmother, reacting to her mildly dismissive statement. His ginger locks do little to hide his pained expressions, as he trimmed and shaved before leaving the bathroom. Therefore, one can clearly tell he harbors disgust towards his experiences, sentiments powerful enough to paralyze a normal man in mere seconds. He observes the snowfall through the glass door leading to the backyard as his grandmother continues encouraging him.
Just like your father, you were born with the blood of a knight, she says, reminding him of his origins. It is your destiny to obtain the strength needed to realize our cause. Your coupling process was trying, dearie. This I understand more than you would want to believe. However, it is that very struggle we hate with all our heart that makes us worthy of greatness.
Brown, I understand what you're trying to say, but I can't see things like you do. This is a new generation, a new reality. One that shouldn't exist to begin with. I wasn't prepared in any of the other ones, but now that I am, I feel like I'll just be in the way. I am probably not making any sense right now.
You are, Owen, as always. Your lack of sleep
has your emotions tied in a knot. I agree with what you said a moment ago. You should get your rest. Should you sleep all day until the next, I will not be angry with you, dearie. You've more than earned it. Thank you, girl. Hearing you say that means a lot. In his dreams, he finds himself in the midst of a snowy biome, an eerie white hell, scenery that triggers disturbing memories of his coupling process. So, I've really been driven this far. Owen holds himself, remembering the cold and how it's humiliated him, humbled him, made him appreciate the simple things in life. The price of becoming a knight. I know my father was unparalleled in his service, but he did it to protect my mother and me, his unborn son. I don't have a reason to fight other than living in his shadow, so it's pointed down.
Don't say that, Owen, because you know that's a lie.
He recalls one who holds a special place in his heart. Remembering this person melts the frigid crystal plaguing his memory, reviving a fresh greenery with the forthcoming of a symbolic sun, a clearing of pink camellias touched by oaks that have been plucked from their habitat, all perfectly lined about the sunlit field. The crispest breeze trails the clearing, mimicking the beauty of a springtime wonderland.
You've only forgotten why you fight, because these feelings would have killed you.
The voice from before speaks from the shores of nowhere, turning the night in every direction in an attempt to find it. Quickly does he spot a mysterious being obscured by the darkness of a lone oak tree in the center of the field.
The wolf is like any other of its breed, savage and untamed. No matter how much one refines their bond with it, a Halidome is an opportunist and will make an attempt on his partner's life.
Yes, I know that already. So telling me this doesn't solve anything. And what do you mean I've forgotten my reason? What would you know anyway? What, are you some part of my conscience? Something vague yet symbolic? I mean, seriously, just who are you anyway? Can you at least answer that for me?
You were always so smug and arrogant. So much that I continuously found myself slapping the shit out of you. But I only did that because I was afraid that, just maybe, I would find it in myself to love you.
For some reason, hearing this enigma express these emotions to him triggers another part of Owen's memory remembrances of a former life. A time when he was pure and unbroken, when all things related to the knighthood were left up to everyone else. During this age of innocence, Owen gave his heart to someone that never reciprocated the gesture, shunning it with a swift hand.
I was younger and didn't know about such things, and ironically, I still don't. None of us do.
The voice confesses as a cool wind brushes the land.
You never tried to hurt me. You were just being a child. Maybe it was because I resented you for some reason. What that reason was, I'm not sure, but I didn't like it, being treated that way. Back then, at least. What killed me is that even after I punched your lights out, you got up with a smile on your face. I thought you were crazy, or perhaps just a weird kid, but aren't all children weird?
Well, yes, they are. They complain and cry over the smallest things, petition, rant and rave, and embark on minor conquests to ensure their desires are met. It's confusing once you reach a certain age, but you never forget what that feels like. A minority never moves past that age mentally. They retain a childlike mindset, proven by their actions and their perspectives. Not like that's a bad thing, it's just abnormal. Then again, aren't we all like that? Abnormal?
No, we're the complete opposite.
Huh? How could you say...
Because knights see life, existence, the world, everything for what it truly is. Pain. We're advocates for pain, and that is what makes us human. Some know how to express this polar to some extent, but even when we do, we still feel empty. There's no satisfaction, only more pain. We can only make room for it, cleaning up the surplus of rubble left behind. It's common courtesy to us, but depending on one's halidom, there might be a chance at some reprieve. Ration out when you get it. That's what I say.
The enigma confesses the origins of the voice as it looks over its shoulder at Owen, who bathes in sunlight. Its expressions are cold and distant, as if it was something Owen desires, yet can't reach for some reason.
You fight to give everyone hope, not because your father was a knight.
The enigma declares, igniting a small flame in the attentive Owen.
You said it yourself, to all of us, when you were still green. I'm doing this for you. You never once endeavored selfishly, and should you do so, you'd isolate yourself out of guilt. No one would hear from you for days, weeks, months. What's really damaged you, though, was when your father died. Your mother died of heartache shortly thereafter, leaving you with only your grandmother, or at least that's what you believed. Really? You had more than them, Owen. From the very beginning, you always had us. Such kindness and humanity. Owen recalls having a group of friends that made life worth living. Friends who awakened a childish, playful side normally reserved only for his parents. With them, he had love, even if it was overshadowed by the blood of their brethren's war against the Order. I always had you. Owen balls his left fist against his heart, countless emotions welling up on the inside. He soon finds the strength to smile. Yes, my dearest friends, my chummies. We'd joke and make merry, no matter how dirty the air, I tell you. Sadly, fate separated us for a little over 7 years now. I didn't get the chance to share much with them, but the memories, these selfish desires, they keep me going somehow. Humans are emotional creatures. In denial or not, denial itself is an emotion, so no matter how much one tries to escape the truth, the struggle is inevitable. Owen, yin and curious, cannot feel the drive that motions him towards the enigma. Passion soon moves his feet more quickly, turning his hesitant footsteps into rhythmic walking. This walking then becomes hurried movement, and then a mild jog that quickly lands him at the enigma's side. Standing next to the enigma, however, proves somewhat of a challenge as he finds it hard to speak. He wants to say something, anything, but the words, they seem so very far away.
Oh, Shickly Shack, I just got the feels attack with the end parts 2 and 3 of chapter 6. We are done with the main portion of our chapter. Yay! Alright, in part 2, we had a bit of a family affair going on here, people. Oh my goodness, awesome! Now in part 3, that new character, we followed up with him. And we got introduced to a minor character that is worthy of being a recurring or one of our major characters. Oh my god. OMG moment. Awesome. I enjoyed it. Not being arrogant, not being conceited, not boasting. Me personally, it was good because it was fairly fresh to me. Once again, wow, I loved it. Alright, enough pleasantries. We're going to present you with a extra slide because once again, the world is in your hands. Gaia Exist is in your hands, Dreamers and Stormies. So depending on your decision is how the story will go for you. After that, it will do it for 20 seconds right here. With the world is in your hands, and we'll do it for 20 seconds and pause of however long you need on your end. It's all about love. Oh my god, thank you so very much with that. Thank you so very much for staying tuned with us and being faithful to our channel. Once again, big hugs and loves to our newest subscribers. I love all of you. And hey, if you can't spread a good word, we would love to have more of y'all come on and just Just give us some more love. We're having so much fun here with TMS. Thank you so very much. All right, now after that, we'll do our closing statements, and that will be it for our presentation. All right, Dreamers and Stormies, we will end this with a small countdown. 3, 2, 1. Open your mind. If you enjoyed today's presentation of The Mystic Escape, RCS, rate, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to support our channel, Excelsior, Dreamers and Stormies, click one of our featured links. And if you will, please spread a good word. We'd love, love, love to hear from you all. This concludes our presentation for today, but we'll be back with more content as soon as possible. Big hugs and loves to all, and remember, until next time, be free, be open-minded, and love each other. Blessings forevermore.